Welcome to Agero TV. Today, we delve into the fascinating and tumultuous history of internal migration in France. From the wars of religion and the Fronde to the upheavals of the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars, civil conflicts have driven countless French citizens to seek refuge and new opportunities both within and beyond their homeland. Join us as we explore how these migrations shaped the social, economic, and cultural landscape of France over the centuries. The story of internal migration in France, driven by civil conflicts, is a deeply complex and multifaceted narrative that unfolds over centuries. This phenomenon was influenced by a myriad of socio-political factors, leading to significant movements of people within the country and even beyond its borders to neighboring regions. The roots of these migrations can be traced back to various periods of civil strife, including the wars of religion in the 16th century, the Fronde in the mid-17th century, and the more recent upheavals during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. During the wars of religion, France was engulfed in a series of violent conflicts between Catholics and Protestants, Huguenots. This period saw widespread massacres, such as the infamous St. Bartholomew's Day massacre in 1572, where thousands of Huguenots were killed. These events created a climate of fear and persecution, prompting many Protestants to flee their homes. Some sought refuge in safer regions within France, while others emigrated to neighboring countries like Switzerland, the Netherlands, and England. This exodus had a profound impact on the demographics and economies of the regions they left and those they settled in, as the Huguenots were often skilled artisans, merchants, and professionals. The Fronde, a series of civil wars in the mid-17th century, further contributed to internal displacement. This conflict arose from the power struggles between the monarchy, nobility, and the growing influence of the bourgeoisie. The unrest led to significant upheaval in the lives of many French citizens, as towns and villages became battlegrounds. People fled from areas of intense fighting, seeking safety in regions less affected by the conflict. The displacement during the Fronde disrupted agricultural production and trade, causing economic hardships for many. The French Revolution, beginning in 1789, marked another era of profound internal migration. The revolution brought about radical social, political, and economic changes, leading to widespread violence and instability. The Reign of Terror, from 1793 to 1794, saw the execution of thousands suspected of being enemies of the revolution, including many from the nobility and clergy. Fear of persecution drove many to flee their homes. Some sought refuge in rural areas or in the homes of sympathetic friends and relatives. Others left France altogether, becoming émigrés in countries like England, Germany, and Austria. The revolution also triggered the internal migration of those seeking to escape the economic turmoil and food shortages that plagued many regions. The Napoleonic Wars further exacerbated the issue of internal displacement. As Napoleon Bonaparte's armies marched across Europe, the conscription of men into the military and the requisitioning of resources disrupted local communities. Families were often forced to move to avoid the ravages of war or to find new means of livelihood. The movement of troops and the establishment of military camps also led to the temporary displacement of civilians. Throughout these periods of civil conflict, the displacement and migration patterns were not solely a result of violence and persecution. Economic factors also played a significant role. For instance, the rural population often moved to urban areas in search of better employment opportunities, especially during times of economic hardship. The industrialization of the 19th century further accelerated this trend, as factories and urban centers became magnets for those seeking to improve their living conditions. The impact of these internal migrations on French society was profound. They contributed to the mixing of different cultural and social groups, influencing the development of regional identities. In some cases, the influx of migrants brought new skills, ideas, and cultural practices to the areas they settled in, fostering economic and social development. However, these movements also caused tensions and conflicts, as established communities sometimes viewed newcomers with suspicion and resentment. In conclusion, the story of internal migration in France, driven by civil conflicts, is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the French people. Despite the hardships and challenges posed by war, persecution, and economic turmoil, they continually sought ways to rebuild their lives and communities. The movements of people within and beyond France's borders during these turbulent periods have left an indelible mark on the country's history, shaping its demographic, cultural, and social landscape in profound ways.